A pleasant morning to each and everyone. I'm Angelica Morontos, and I will be the speaker for today's webinar. Our topic is to prevent and reduce alcohol use among youth. Audience are 13 to 16 age group. Related topics are alcohol and other drug use, alcohol consumption, underage drinking of adolescent, individual risk factors, school-based prevention, and last is the intervention. For today's icebreaker, I have here a set of words that could answer in 10 seconds. So, let's start. The answer is alcohol. Next. Drinking. Next. Okay, adolescent. So let's proceed to introductions. School are important setting for interventions aimed at preventing alcohol use and abuse among adolescents. To prevent or delay the onset of alcohol consumption, a variety of school-based treatments have been developed, the majority which are aimed at middle school students. Alcohol is one of the most widely used psychoactive substance in the world and has been part of different cultures for hundreds of years. Ang pag-inom ng alak ay maaari magkaroon ng mapapinsalang kahinatnan. Halimbawa nito ay various cancers, gastrointestinal disease, metabolic problems. This can also lead to alcohol dependence and bowel withdrawal. The majority of these interventions aim to minimize individual risk factors for alcohol, but others additionally address social and or environmental risk factors. What is ethanol? Ethanol, also called ethyl alcohol, grain alcohol, or alcohol, a member of class or of organic compounds that are given the general name alcohols. Ethyl alcohol is used to make alcoholic beverages, for example, wine, beer, and liquor. Ethyl alcohol can also be used as solvent. So, ngayon, ipapaliwanag yung epekto ng ethanol in different parts in our brain. Ethanol in nucleus accumbens and amygdala, whose in reward center produces pleasant or rewarding feelings like euphoria. In Tagalog, ethanol ay nagbibigay ng kahayayang pakiramdam sa katawan. Well, the effect of ethanol in cerebral cortex or thought processing center of our brain is to slow everything down, na pwedeng magdulot ng hirap na pag-iisip at pananalita ng maayos. Ethanol slows behavior inhibition centers like prefrontal cortex. Ito yung nararamdaman ng tao na parang silang mas relaxed and self-conscious. Sa cerebellum, ito yung responsible sa movement at balance. Ethanol causes individual to lose coordination. Dito, naranasan ng tao yung pagkahirap sa paglalakad at pag-drive. Next is hypothalamus and pituitary gland, na nagre-regulate ng hormones and mood. It also increases sexual arousal. And last is the medulla. Automatic functions such as breathing, consciousness, body temperature. Ang epekto ng ethanol dito ay increases sleepiness, slows breathing, at pagbaba ng body temperature, which is life-threatening. Next is example percentage. Drinks have varying amounts of ethanol. Ngayon, i-explain ko sa inyo yung milliliter, fluid ounces, and ethanol by volume. So, let's start with the beer na may 355 milliliters at 12 fluid ounces, which has 5 ethanol by volume. Next is wine with 148 milliliter at 5 ounces, which has 12% of ethanol by volume. Unti lang pero mas mataas ang volume. So, last is distilled spirits na may 4 ml at 1.5 ounces, which has 40% ethanol by volume. Ito yung pinakamataas sa dalawa. Ilan sa halimbawa nito ay gin, rum, tequila, or whiskey. Lahat ng 3 drinks ay may 18 ml of pure ethanol alcohol. So now let's proceed to underage drinking statistics. So what is even more alarming is the fact that more and more youngsters are now drinking than in the recent past. In a survey conducted by the University of the Philippines in 1994, 60% or 5.3 million Filipinos youths are said to drinking alcohol beverages. About 4.2 of them are males and 1.1 million are females. The study stated that the most Filipino teenagers have tried cigarettes, alcohol, and drug use. Sobrang dami, no? Even at a young age, Filipino teenagers are already drinking. A study conducted by East-West Center or EWC in Hawaii showed that 11% of the boys began drinking at age of 15. Next is the causes of alcoholism. The cause of alcoholism use disorder is still unknown. Alcohol use disorder develops when you drink so much that chemical changes in the brain occur, tulad nung na-explain ko kanina. These changes increases the pleasurable feelings you got when you drink alcohol. This makes you want to drink more often, even if it causes harm. Eventually, the pleasurable feelings associated with alcohol use go away, and the person with alcohol use disorder will engage in drinking to prevent withdrawal symptoms. These withdrawal symptoms can be quite unpleasant and even dangerous. Alcohol use disorder typically develops gradually over time. It is also known to run in families. Next is the risk factors. Although exact cause of alcohol use disorder is unknown, there are certain factors that may increase your risk for developing the disease. Known risk factors include having more than 15 drinks per week sa mga lalaki, more than 12 drinks per week para sa mga babae, more than 5 drinks per day at least once a week sa mga nagbe-binge drinking, and for a parent with alcohol use disorder, a mental health problem such as depression, or a mental health problem such as depression or anxiety. You may also be at risk for alcohol use disorder even if you are young, experiencing peer pressure, have a low self-esteem, experience a high level of stress, and live in family or culture where alcohol use is common and accepted. Have a close relative with alcohol use disorder. For the risk factors is excessive drinking can lead to a number of health issues such as cancer, liver disease, stroke, depression, heart disease, sleep disorders, high blood pressure, and last is the birth defects. So for the alcohol use disorder, a maladaptive pattern of alcohol consumption that includes 2 of the following. Number 1 is consuming more alcohol than intended. 2 is being unable to cut down. 3 is alcohol use takes up of a lot of time. 4 is the cravings to use of alcohol. 5, alcohol use affects responsibilities. Number 6 is using alcohol even if it causes interpersonal problems. Number 7 is giving up important activities for alcohol. 8, using alcohol in physical and dangerous situations. 9, using alcohol even if it worsens a problem. 10, becoming tolerant to alcohol. And last is feeling withdrawal symptoms from alcohol. So number 2 and 3 is mild, and moderate is 4 to 5, and 6 to 11 is severe. So next is for the symptoms. Symptoms of alcohol use disorder are based on the behaviors and physical outcomes that occur as a result of alcohol addiction. People with alcohol use disorder may engage in the following behaviors. Number 1 is drinking alcohol, drinking more to feel effects of alcohol, becoming violent or angry when asked about drinking habits, not eating or eating poorly, neglecting personal hygiene, missing work or school because of drinking, being unable to control alcohol intake, making excuses to drink, continuing to drink even when legal, social, or economical problems develop, and thus is giving up important social, occupational, or recreational activities because of alcohol use. Next is prevention and reduce alcohol use. Whatever the reason, there are preventative measures you can put in place to help you avoid alcohol abuse and the risk of developing alcohol addiction. You can also prevent alcohol use disorder by limiting your alcohol intake. According to National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism trusted source, women shouldn't drink more than 1 per day, and for men shouldn't drink more than 2 drinks per day. See your doctor if you begin to engage in behaviors that are signs of alcohol use disorder, or if you think that you may have problems with alcohol. Isa rin sa mga prevention ay ang pag-iwan ng alcohol sa bahay. Restricting access to alcohol at home can also work to prevent drinking out of boredom or your emotions. Also, surround yourself with non-drinkers and know the consequences of alcohol abuse, such as cancer, liver disease, stroke, heart disease, and etc. Treatment can also be an option, pero alam naman natin preventing alcohol abuse is not always easy. So what do you prefer? Curing disease because of alcoholism or preventing alcoholism? Diba mas okay yung preventing kaysa sa curing? So that's all for my discussion. I have here a set of questions that is related to the topic that I have discussed earlier. Just check your answers on the comment section. Okay, number 2. Okay, so number 3. Number 4. And last for number 5. So that's all for our webinar. Thank you so much for attending. May bibigay akong link sa comment section for the survey for today's webinar. I hope you enjoyed the webinar. Good day and thank you for participating. So thank you.